Hello and welcome. I am Marisan Kyosuke, you can just call me Kyo, and welcome to the video series where we go through every character on HoloCure version 0.7, every character in alphabetical order, doing stage 5 using the little challenge of Halu 5 and Mono Weapon. If you want a longer explanation, feel free to go check out the first video of the series where I played as Aki Rose. Otherwise, enjoy. Hoshimachi Suisei. Her weapon is the axe swing. Swing a bloody axe in her arc in front. Her special is summon blocks. Summon a rain of falling blocks that deal 300% damage for each 5 seconds. Flattening targets and making them unable to move for 5 seconds. Even though they can't move, ooh, look at that weapon. Even though they can't move, they do still hurt you, unfortunately. Also, never mind the clear trophy on this stage already. Blocks Master is our first skill. Critical hits have a 25% chance to summon a falling block from above that deals 250% damage. There's a 30% chance to cause flattened on hit. Flattened is the same state as her, unable to move state as her ultimate. Stellar. Critical hits have a 25% chance to increase attack by 8% for 4 seconds, up to 40%, so 40% attack buff. Really good. If activated, all targets within 75% or 75 pixels also take that critical hit, which apparently that's skill damage. So Beetle affects Stellar's like double trigger of damage, and it's kind of silly. And then the last ability is Suikopath. Defeating enemies increases crit by 4% for 4 seconds up to 40%. In Mono Weapon, that part's kind of useless, I guess. But defeating targets with axe-related weapons has a 10% chance to heal 3 health. A little bit of self-sustain. So, Suisei's a little melee character. She has Stellar as her primary, difference maker. You hit something... Idle cost is pretty sweet, by the way. But we don't need that. You hit something, you crit, everything within the blue circle will take damage. Based off of that crit. And then, Beetle, as some secret dark magic, multiplies that damage for some reason. Feel free to use Milk on this character. I'm not gonna. I kind of like having her AoE be similar to her axe, so that every time I swing the axe, we're getting our AoE trigger. I do not believe the AoE will increase with Milk or anything, unfortunately. But what is nice is if you slash a single target, crit, and trigger Stellar, you'll hit the same target. So she is double swinging basically on per swing. And gets some pretty decent damage output. Huh? Her only major... She has only 2 major issues. One, of course, is the range on which she stellars. It's pretty small. And 2, her haste scaling is not as ridiculous as some of the other characters in the game. That are melee characters in the game. But otherwise, she's pretty strong. Actually, is she? I think because of these specific downsides, it actually makes her a little rough to play. Are we taking study glasses? We could take study glasses here, right? Sure. Yeah, the lack of incredible haste scaling. She scales okay with it, but it's not nuts like some other characters. We'll take Raven's Feather. Leaves us with 3 item slots to play with. But we do need to max out our study glasses ASAP. I don't actually like range up with the weapon. As I mentioned, basically I want her axe to have a similar range to her AoE, so that if I swing, I know we're getting triggers. Alright, there's study glasses maxed out finally. There's her ult. She drops blocks, quote-unquote blocks from the sky. I should not have touched this. We're getting a random item. Oh no, we're actually awakening her weapon. So the axe awakened weapon is crits are guaranteed on axe swing, and crits deal 3x damage. So we always crit, and we're always doing 3 times the damage. I think that counts as like trace critical hit damage, I think. So it might not really multiply well with soap soda. But we do want some haste, at least a little bit. It does help. So we are going to go with Promise Tiara. That will end up maxing crit out for us. And maxing crit out for us means all crit bonuses will be an extra damage multiplier. What's this? I can use that for now. We'll max out the collector stamp. Oh jeez, we're getting so many stamp drops. But now, you can see our crits are doing... The reds are our crits, and the yellows are crits for Stellar and for our blocks. So you can see that even though we are swinging critting for over 400, our Stellar procs are in the 600s now that we're leveling up our Beetle. I'll take haste now, why not? Could literally haste hold. Alright, so haste stamp, super important here. We need as much haste as we can get, because we're not going to get into like multi-swing territory. We can do a damage check later. We'll get all 3 weapons out. All 3 damage multipliers out. Our healing is kind of mediocre. So there's a chance we'll need the vampire stamp, so we'll leave it there. But for now... Ooh, solo stamp. Well, a leveled attack up stamp probably does more. Oh, bomb. I think we're at the point where we could do some swaps. We'll get some more stamps on the field first. Huh. Alright, I think we can do all of our swaps now. So we'll swap to this. Leave that on the ground. Leave that on the ground. Get rid of collector stamp. That's our last haste from the haste holding. Yeah, we'll level up bomb stamp. So bomb stamp gives us a little extra like AoE to add to our AoE. It's not huge. We'll try to see. Yeah, I did like 30 damage. Alright, so we have items to max out now. I was hoping to get some anvils, maybe even a boss to kill during the haste holding. That way we saved some level ups and to get more stat ups with. Oh, there we go. We get to do it. No! We barely get to do it. Alright, health good. We're breaching 1,000 damage with our stellar triggers. Very good. We drop our ult just for more damage. Why not? Yeah. Attack ups. Yeah, so last night, whenever last night was, I was going through recording this video, right? And then finished, moved on to the next character, which is Toa, by the way, if you know your alphabet and the character list. And halfway through Toa's run, I realized I never hit the start recording button. So I was just playing to myself. which is quite a bummer. So that's why we had the trophy already on this stage with Suisei. Well, it's okay. Alright, maxed out Picky Picky. So that's all of our stuff maxed out. We could use a little bit more movement speed. The enemies aren't ridiculously fast on this stage. Otherwise, what I'd be doing is going kill left side, kill right side, and kind of moving back and forth per swing like this. But we aren't that surrounded in here, so a little bit of walk around. What's our crit at? We breached 100 crit. So crit points are now damage. Plus 3% crit is going to be 1.5% damage multiplier. To all weapons, so it's worth it. Unfortunately, if your weapon auto crits or you're running the plus crit stamp, it doesn't stack with your crit to make a new crit number. The bonus damage only triggers based off of 4 seconds. I think it's extra movement speed. Only triggers off of holy moly, what were we just talking about? Well, we can Bibu step. But our movement speed is a little slow, so we don't make too much progress. So we're gonna switch back. And we'll drop both of these. There. There we go. That way, when we want to do another damage check later, we can just go pick them up. Ooh, anvil. But yeah, now every time we pick up crit rate, we get some more damage output. So it's very nice. But this, it doesn't care about these type of things, whatever your crit on the weapon was. I think that's what I was talking about, right? So if we have 100% crit on our weapon, just because we have 100% additional crit, doesn't mean we're getting 50% extra damage, unfortunately. I feel so slow, dude. I need some more movement speed. But it's hard to take movement speed over things like haste and health. Heck, at this point, kind of hard to take it over crit as well. The damage multiplier adds up. Same thing with attack. But I'm a little bit more willing to give up on some attack because Suisei has built-in attack bonus. And we took Feather, which will stack up to a decent amount of attack. Huh? Upgrade it, please. Thank you. Oh, a wall showed up. Takes about 2 slashes to delete the wall. And if we run at something, we don't quite hit it twice before we reach it, so we kind of have to stop to kill. How does this look? I don't remember. It looks okay. I mean, it doesn't really... I don't feel like it changes too much. The RGB stamp. Man. The reason why I like Bomb Stamp is because if things survive and we get that little extra AoE bump, we have more chances of getting some extra crits in to drop more Tetris pieces. We should upgrade this. The lifesteal stamp, just in case we need it, and we'll leave it there. Just picking up the lifesteal stamp and then dropping it again is kind of the reason why I don't get healing items too often, just on the characters on this stage. Because we're able to keep enemies out pretty well, we're able to avoid damage decently well, in general. So we can just have situational healing. And by just having this stamp on the ground is more than enough. With the dash, the dodge button, whee, that one, we're able to, from basically any situation, as long as we're in this area, to dash through a ton of enemies while we're at low health, pick up the stamp, and at least try to start healing. But we can't do that if the, the stamp isn't at least on the ground. Ooh, rainbow. Oh. Got the rainbow super, but we didn't really get much out of it, because we're doing a decent job. Because we don't have too much random killing outside of our reach. And we're picking up all the XP that's within our reach. So, the rainbow supers aren't going to do too much. Let's pop this more often, right? Kind of hard not to pick up crit, right? I think the damage multiplier is worth it. Anyways, we need to turn around sooner on our run. Because if we're running at small chunks of enemies, instead of turning around to get the big one, we have less enemies respawning. Oh, here you are. The funny part about this is that while flattened, I guess she doesn't do any of her mechanics. So she can't breathe fire, she can't drop missiles or whatever. So that was basically a free kill, right? It just took, what, 14 seconds or something? So it took a little bit of time. We didn't save our ult for her. The ultimate actually does a decent amount of damage. Doing over 2,000 per drop. So that's similar to extra stellars, right? Because we're getting 1.8k attacks, 2.5k stellars. 1.7 turns into 2.5. That's pretty crazy. That's additional, what, 800? Which is like a little bit more than half bonus damage on our stellars because of Beetle. And that percentage should only go up as we level up, because Beetle goes up as we level up. +5 weapon. Okie dokie. Are these 200 crits I see actually our bomb stamp? Interesting. Huh. But bomb stamp is getting affected by my Suisei weapons damage multiplier. Interesting. But regardless, that's still like 10% damage. It's an additional like 10% damage in an AoE. Or a little bit more, 280s versus the 2k or something. Up to 300. I don't know, so like 15%. So something's not... Ooh, dead. So some stuff's not getting applied to the bomb stamp damage-wise, because it's supposed to be 30% damage. But regardless, there's still some extra AoE. And the extra AoE super helps. If anything survives, and you like get double triggers, then it's like almost an additional like 50% of an attack, which if we're barely not killing is enough to make a difference. Especially with all the Tetris blocks falling, to just get at least some chip damage on enemies around us. It's all adding up. Owie. Oh man. So I'm still playing through Blue Archive. I got to a stage in the story mode that uses your own characters. You know, like your leveled up teams and stuff like that. And I am 20 levels under-leveled, so I can't do it. My progression has stopped. It's a bummer. I can go to, like, different story modes now. But I really want to finish the one I'm on before I move on. Even though, like, I guess the new chapters don't really directly connect with each other to some degree. They do, but at the same time, it's like, it feels like I could easily go to the next main chapter, main storyline, and it should flow just fine. That's where I'm spending most of my free time when I'm not streaming, is I'm playing, going through that game, Blue Archive. It's been good. It's been real good. Though there's definitely, with the winter Steam sale and a bunch of friends playing different games, I've been tempted to pick up some more games. But they aren't really games I feel like I'd spend too much time on my own, and they also don't feel like games I'd stream. So it kind of feels like a waste. It's like ZZZ, what is it, Zen Lost Zone or whatever. I've been interested in trying. I've been interested in going back to Genshin with the Natlan country release. I've been interested in actually Age of Mythology, the remake, Retold. I played a lot of that as a kid. Though I bought, I did get Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition a long time back, and I really haven't played it. But I do own it. It is a game I could play. I also am super interested in picking up Monster Hunter Worlds. That releases, what, in February? So we got like a month, since January is right around the corner, right? We got a month of stuff to do before that's out. And I also have to do some job hunting and find myself some type of part-time job at least, so that I have some income. I plan on still finding time to stream after I find a job. A part-timer. I should play that game, actually. I'll celebrate getting a job when I get one. With that game. I'm a part-time worker. If you haven't checked it out yet, it's a short little game, but it's super funny. It's super entertaining. I love it. So we'll look forward to that someday. Otherwise, yeah, Monster Hunter Worlds, though, dude. That's probably the next main game. I'm working through the Dark Souls at the moment. I finished Elden Ring before I started streaming. And then on stream, I finished Dark Souls 1. And I've started Dark Souls 2. I have half of the first part of the game's what's it called? Objectives done. But I'm expecting there to be like a part 2 of the game. To be like, alright, things have changed, go do this stuff now. So we'll see what happens when we get there. But that's where I'm at the moment. // Slash. So yeah, Suisei's haste building, even though we're at 160 with haste stamp, it's kind of a normal attack swing. Maybe 2.5 per second. With only like 2 damage triggers. The damage triggers are pretty high though. Whoa, we're getting half a 50k, 5k from our ult. That's more than our stellars, actually. We're getting 4.6k at most with our stellar triggers. $3k with our main weapon. $5.3. $5.7 with all of our items on. Oh jeez, what have I done? I held still for too long, guys. I'm sorry. Alright. Mistakes like that are why we keep the lifesteal around. However, it didn't take long for us to full heal because there were also burgers on the ground. Jesus. That was a mistake. Almost had to start over. No. Please no. Yeah, the damage increase from both of the stamps combined isn't very much. Awkwardly. It's only like another 10% damage. It feels way higher on other characters, so I guess we're already stacking whatever damage type those are giving us quite a lot. And so they're turning into additive bonuses to some multipliers we already have, instead of being new multipliers to multiply multiple times with. Alright, so we will... So... Will we be okay without the last stamp? Probably. We'll wait for the spawn. Once Pekadam spawns, we can sell the last stamp. Okay. Circle. Alright, we got our ult up. See how fast we can kill her. She still shoots bullets while small. Ooh, 11 seconds because of our ult. Let's go. So there you go. There's Suisei, Axe Murderer. I mean, Idol. She does really well, generally speaking. But the moment enemies start surviving a swing, start having issues. Luckily, enemies did not spawn that high here, but I believe in stage 4 hard, especially after, like, what, 23 minutes in, the enemies get really beefy. So, might have issues there. But otherwise, just doing stage mode, easy, fun stuff. One of my favorite characters to play. And there's the clear. Thank you all for watching, and please come join us over on YouTube or on Twitch at twitch.tv/marisankyosuke_TV, same name as this YouTube account. Would love to have you. Come chat and say hi, or just lurk. You don't have to talk at all. And of course, blah blah blah, like, comment, subscribe if you don't know already. That's how all YouTube content creators get discovered eventually. So, other than that, take care. Bye bye.